Today's story is an old story. It takes place in first grade. It's about a school trip that turned into a Pokemon card heist. Hope you enjoy. I wake up and go downstairs, and my mom reminds me that I had a field trip today, and that she was going to be one of the chaperones. I'm super happy because that meant I didn't have to go to school and I could go to the play. I hop in the car and we go to school. After being at school for about a half hour, everybody from my class and my mom goes on a bus to go to the play. This is where the story really begins. On the bus, everybody was playing and showing off their Pokemon cards. Then I saw this blue Pokemon card on the ground. I picked it up and I remember it being this super cool and shiny snake. As soon as I had this card in my hands, I started showing everybody, and the kid who was sitting next to me said, "Oh, thanks, I dropped that one. Can I have it?" And me being a kid who was obsessed with shiny shit was like, "You did not drop it. I've been sitting next to you this whole ride, and you didn't drop a single one." Now, this was not me being a stubborn boy. Well, now this was not me being a stubborn boy. Well, it was a little. But this kid next to me was known to lie in our class. So I had the right to have my suspicions up. At the time, I was friends with him, but during this field trip, he kept trying to steal it. And let's say after this field trip, we weren't best of friends. During the field trip, he kept trying to convince me that it really was his card, and I kept telling him to back off. Now, after the play is where the heist begins. After the play ends, this kid whispers in my ear, "I'm going to steal that Pokemon card out of your bag." And then it just starts sprinting towards all of the bags close to the bus. Me being a stubborn little boy, I sprint after him. I remember that we had to sprint down some steep steps, and that's where he slowed down. After the steps, it was a straight line to the bus and all of the bags. We were both sprinting like our lives depended on it. Then I see my bag and run a bit faster and snatch it and hug it super tight so that he couldn't take it from me. Everybody else arrived at this point, and then I told my mom what happened, and she couldn't believe it. During the bus ride back, I felt his eyes burn into the back of my skull, and he looked pissed. Moral of the story is not to steal people's stuff and not to get super addicted to Pokemon that you're willing to steal cards from your friends. Hope you enjoyed. I thought it was a funny one and a crazy one. See you in the next one. Peace.